Rex gets a lift down the stairs. Mitt was here a second ago, but I guess he's not going to participate, so it's just the three of us. 61 degrees, 8:22, October 21st. 29.93 inches on the barometer. Take it easy, T-Rex. You just walk right out there. Very low barometer. This is about as low a barometer with as little wind as you will ever see. Come on, Steve. Let's get the show on the road here. You're going to get all tangled if you go in that direction. Oh, well. Talk to you later. What do you mean? The least amount of wind you can possibly have with such low barometer? Because there's no high barometer anywhere. We are surrounded by these really deep low pressure systems. They're all over the place. Countless between the Great Lakes here in New England and southeastern Canada. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 low pressure systems. So there's no focus. It's the air going up instead of over. Up over New England, the air is rising. Very light wind from the northeast right now in Boston. Head of the Charles Regatta weekend. The morning racers certainly have an advantage because things are going to be changing dramatically. Here's the surface map this morning, 992, 993 on the barometer. Those are the blue numbers. Temperature 55 to 60. And that air coming from the northeast in Boston. That's really remarkable. I wish I had looked at the 200 millibar chart yesterday. 200 millibar is the very highest part of our atmosphere. And way up in the sky yesterday, here it is about 8 o'clock last night, 172 knots, nearly 200 miles an hour from the south-southwest over the coast of Maine yesterday. Meanwhile, the heaviest rain yesterday, and it was heavy, was across western New England. That kind of motion up in the sky creates suction over where it's exiting. So if you have 170 knot jet over eastern Maine and hardly any wind moving over Connecticut, that's going to create diffluence aloft, which causes the air to go up. We talk about lift in the atmosphere. So Warren, Connecticut came in with 3 inches of rain. And then up the Berkshires on the west side of the Connecticut River, 2 inches in Massachusetts and 1 to 2 inches in Vermont. That was our western system coming in, aided by that upper level low taking off. A huge batch of energy missed us off to the east, and you can still see that on the satellite imagery this morning. Am I done with that surface map? No, let's go back to that surface map. Where is the high pressure? In order to make wind, you need air moving from high to low pressure. So if you get just all low pressure, the air's not going to really move. And there's only a little 10, 11 high there in Ontario. So there's a lack of high pressure, and that's why this is going to be the least windy, lowest barometer you're going to see ever in your life. All right, where was I? Oh, yeah, that rainfall, the 2 batches of energy, 1 batch of energy missing off to the east. That's sort of that front that went way back down to Central America with its tropical energy, and it just couldn't make it all the way back to New England. So that's in southeastern Canada. But there's plenty of upper level energy and surface energy left behind. And there is a low pressure system forming south of New England, east of Chesapeake Bay this morning. That low is going to take over. And eventually, most of these low pressure systems are going to turn into one low. So let's just take it with this morning with a 992 low south of Block Island. And that one's going to travel just about over our benchmark or Cape Cod, deepening to by tomorrow morning, 979 over Maine. So you have about a 980 barometer near Boston this afternoon. And hardly any wind. How is that possible? First of all, the centers of the lows don't have their act together just yet. And there's no high pressure system. So the wind is going to form, but most of it's over the ocean. So let's look at the wind map. Get to the wind, Tim. Get to the wind. All right, there are your lackadaisical wind barbs over most of New England today. Not much wind. Rain is redeveloping, but this is the wind. The wind red is storm force wind of 35 knots or greater, all staying out over the ocean. Then as the low gets by us to the east this afternoon and evening, all of a sudden the air is going to come in from the northwest, and right along the coast and in the hills, we're going to get gusts of probably 25 to 35 miles an hour. I mean, that's windy, but for such a low barometer, we may actually get the barometer below 29 inches in Boston today. That'd be about 982 millibars or so. To have such a low barometer and such light wind is almost unheard of. All right, that was me just talking science, thermodynamics. As for rainfall, okay, let's go to the rain now. It's kind of advancing and blossoming right over us. This is the HRR, High Resolution Rapid Refresh, showing that blossoming rain coming in. It looks like right about now, I'm getting this to air about 9, 10 o'clock in the morning, and lasting through about midnight. That's for southeastern New England. Eastern New England, that's, of course, where I am, so that's where I focus. And then it shuts off about midnight or so, and the wind picks up. But the wind is going to let up again tomorrow. Let's go to a wider looking view here, the European model. And there is the band of rain going by. There's the low exiting off to the right, finally as one low. But still, it's trying to develop some weaker lows in the backside, which causes bagginess in the isobars. Bagginess in isobars, as opposed to tight isobars, means less windy than more windy. So, Sydney gale. I don't think we're going to have gale force winds tomorrow. I think we're going to have winds out of the northwest this evening at the strongest point of 25 to 30 miles an hour. That's as the sun goes down and through midnight. And then tomorrow the wind is going to be out of the west-northwest and occasionally gusty, and there'll probably be some perturbations where the wind is remarkably low at one point during the morning, and then it really picks up during the afternoon and evening. So ahead of the Charles, tomorrow is going to be challenging, but doable, I think. There'll be breaks of sunshine, and then probably a backlash shower or a gust of wind coming in late in the day and tomorrow night. And then moving forward from that, what's going to happen? Well, we've been talking about this a little. Well, now we have a good high-pressure system coming in Monday, Tuesday, which may have some frosty spots on Monday morning or Tuesday morning, wherever it can go clear and calm. And then what about that midweek front? Well, the Euro has backed off on how far south it comes. Now it looks like we're still dry into Tuesday into Wednesday. Of course, there's a jet going right over my head. It's challenging flying, huh? When the wind at the surface is from the northeast, then up in the sky, it's coming in from the south. Not as strong as yesterday, but 20 to 30 miles an hour up there. So that's wind shear. Anyhow, stop. Just getting aggravated by the jet plane noise. Monday night, Tuesday, cool. And then Wednesday, we're going to have wind from the southwest. It's abruptly going to shift, but it doesn't look like that much of a wet front Wednesday into Thursday. So if it stays sunny on Wednesday and that front to our north, we may be in the low 70s Wednesday before colder air comes in from the north and northeast like a backdoor front Wednesday night, Thursday. Now we have a strong high-pressure system over us, and the air is coming from the northeast, but it looks like the storm to the west, the Euro has really ramped that up again, back up, and that would send us a warm front on Saturday with some showers. Then in the warm air, warm to record warm possible in parts of the eastern United States if we get enough sunshine into Sunday before a major front comes through Sunday night and Monday. And then we have the coldest air of the season coming in. Again, this that time of year where you're going to say coldest air of the season a lot. And then the 10-day outlook, go back up to that 200 millibar flow. See all those black lines from the North Pole right down into the central United States. That is a direct discharge of air from the North Pole into much of the United States right about Halloween or so. And here it is at the 850 level. The 850, the purple is the very cold air, even some Arctic air. You usually don't talk about Arctic air until about November. Well, guess what? Day 10 is November, and there goes the purple right into the central United States with a hard freeze. But again, we're the last recipients here in the Northeast, so we will be the least cold with the least possibility of snow here as that cold front comes in here. Probably about, Monday, November 1st, is that right? Somewhere in there. All right. So there's a lot to digest here. Today's going to be pretty wild with the wind shifting and increasing. Yesterday, didn't get a lot of and more. Big tanker went by, so I'll leave you some time lapse of the tanker. What you doing? Going for breakfast? And then a little commentary on how challenging the rainfall is. Oh yeah, while I'm here, why don't I just go look at the rain gauge really quickly by our Montauk and so I did get a little bit of rain here. 0.09 so far, and we may end up with close to an inch and a half. The NAM actually has an inch and a half in 6 hours this afternoon. So I did put down some grass seed yesterday, and just in time, I think. You can still grow grass, but we're getting kind of late for that. Have a good one. Talk to you later. 10 minutes. Jet planes, big tankers. I had no and more. Look how fast that thing is going. It's barreling through here. I'm gonna put it on my tripod, which just happens to be left over from last night. Just sitting right here. The burning bush, same color as the tanker. How much zoom? How about 2 times zoom? No, how about 1 time zoom? So no wind today, even though the wind up over our head is close to 200 miles an hour from the south. That's sucking the air up, and it's been pouring in Connecticut. If you have no wind on the ground and 200 mile an hour wind up at 40,000 feet, it just pulls the air up. Not to mention front and deepening low pressure. All right, let's get out ahead of it a little and zoom in. One of the tugs looks like it's breaking off. Look at the sky. Beautiful sky. Let's see if we can't get a little time lapse of the sky also. See how far we can get it out into the whole gut. 3.4 times zoom, because I want to see the sky. Current position of Beryl off the U.S. East Coast. Vessel en route to Port of Boston, sailing at a speed of 4.8 knots, expected to arrive October 19th at 6 p.m. It's in 2 hours. Call sign V, Victor, 7, K, Kelly, N, Naughty, 4. Flag, Marshall Islands. Length, 183 meters. Beam, 32 meters. Draft, 9 meters. 9 times zoom. Was in Good Hope, United States, September 16 to 18. Levi's, Canada, September 29th. Montreal, Canada, October 1, October 3. Levi's, Canada, October 11, October 13. Quincy, October 19 and 20. And I recently purchased socks online, so I have a million sock ads. I'll spare you that. Some underwear too. 20% off. Thanks for the fuel. See ya. What else we got going on over here? Just got a little seed down, 6 o'clock Saturday. No, it's Friday. Every day seems like Saturday to me. Believe it or not, that flag is light from the east. Anyhow, it's just started raining at 6 o'clock here near Boston. Steve, can we go inside, you think? Where'd he go? Great. Cat's missing again. There he is. Yeah, Steve, let's go inside. Yeah, that's me twice. Hang on. All right, let's go. Let's go. Water in the seed. Don't need to water the cat. 63 degrees, warmest it's been in a while. Did not turn the heat on, though I've met resistance from other occupants of the house. I think we may make it for another 36 hours. All right, an easy edit today. Is that possible? Nothing else is gonna happen, right? All right, that's it. Good night. Just a little time lapse from the day. No wind down near the ground, more than 100 knots up 22,000 feet, and even stronger above that. Oh yeah, one more thing for the record. Thickest, most vicious mosquitoes, largest also of the season. Need a frost. Good night. Good morning.